Here with Grand Canyon University head women's golf coach Lauren Giesecke. Did I pronounce that correctly? Or how would you pronounce your last name?
Yes, Giesecke.
Giesecke. How are you doing?
Good, good. Doing well. Excited to be on your podcast.
Yes, it's very special to me. GCU, where I grew up learning how to play golf, and yeah, I went to high school right by GCU, and yeah, very special. And anytime I get to talk to someone at GCU.
Nice.
So
I love that. Go Lopes.
yeah. So can you tell me about your fall season? I know it's been, very successful. You've had two victories, one at, recently at Seattle's tournament and then at your first tournament at Utah Valley. Can you tell me about, your fall season, in particular those two victories?
Yeah. So the fall, it's been a great start. The team came into this with some pretty high goals, and they just jumped in really quick. Literally from the first qualifying set all the way to our last tournament we just finished up. They're just super focused. They're very competitive, and they really want to have a solid year. So I'm super proud of them. They've been working extremely hard and started in the summer all the way up into the fall. But for the first tournament, when we won at UVU, it was pretty exciting. Broke a ton of records, kind of shattered our records that we've had in the past. So that's always a good thing. But that tournament, actually, we had a player who came from UVU. She transferred back home, Leighton Shosted. So it was just exciting for her to get back and see old friends and, play a course that she's played plenty of times. So she played extremely well. She placed second. So we're super happy for her. After that, we followed that up with Gonzaga's tournament over at Coeur d'Alene, which is absolutely stunning. So it's just a fun event to get to, picture perfect. Kind of didn't play our best, I would say, but still overall was a decent tournament. We learned a lot, and we just kind of knew what we needed to work on in a couple of days that we had between Gonzaga's event and Seattle's event. So after that, headed up to Seattle. Practice round was perfect weather, and then 36 hole day. I think it rained pretty much the entire 36 holes. So I was very, very proud of my team, and just impressed with their grit and the hard work playing through rain, and it was a little chilly as well. So they fought through it and played well. And the final day came back and played even better. It was a tough competition with Nevada when it came down towards the end. So I'm just super proud overall. We still have one more, so we're not done yet. They do know that they still need to keep working hard and staying disciplined. But overall, it's been a very, very great fall season.
Can you tell me what it's like? You're going to finish up your fall season playing in the Bahamas. Can you tell me what that's like?
Yeah, I'm super pumped. The Bahamas are always, unbelievable and just a treat to go to anyway. So my team's super pumped. We head out there. We're actually taking a red eye to get there. So we're gonna show up super early in the morning. We get a full free day just to kind of adjust to the time zone and all that kind of stuff, but have a little bit of fun too. So I know they're excited, but it's a great field. I'm excited to play these teams. We haven't seen quite a few of them, and we probably won't coming up in the spring. It's a lot of teams on the East Coast, so in the Midwest. So it'll be a good kind of test for us. The grass will be slightly different than what we're used to. It's probably going to be more Bermuda type grass, which we do have championship Bermuda out here in Phoenix. So hopefully it won't be too big of an adjustment, but overall, we're just excited to kind of go out the fall on a bang and see what we can do out there.
Can you tell me a little bit about your upcoming spring season? I know you start at Long Beach this tournament. I talked with the Long Beach coach a couple weeks ago, Alyssa Lee, and also what it's like to, host your own home invitational, what it's like to be a head coach and then also be, a tournament host. And also, can you tell me, because I'm interested to know, how you choose the field. Do you like to keep, a diverse field, some of the top teams, middle teams, and some of the lower teams, or how do you choose what teams to invite?
Yeah. So spring season, excited to get out to California to play Long Beach State's event. Good friends with Alyssa. She always has a really highly competitive event. So we're excited to get out there, compete against quite a few more California teams and West Coast teams. So it'll be a good test for us. And then after that, we do host. We've hosted, gosh, uh, a long, long time, I think. This will be my 9th year that I've hosted a home tournament. It's always fun. It's exciting to kind of invite, a bunch of coaches pretty much throughout the country. I try to reach out to anybody because I know a lot of the northern teams will want to get out, playing some sunshine, playing some heat, stuff like that. So we do get quite a diverse field. So makes it fun for me. Being from Indiana and coaching over in Florida, I get to see some of those teams come out to the West Coast. So it's always fun to, have those coaching friends come out there or come out here. But it's always a good, fun, stressful week, I would say, as a coach hosting. We do enjoy it. I wouldn't say it's the most fun thing we do, probably, but at the end of the day, it's always something that we want to defend our home turf. So it's, something that we like to do as a team, and we want to stay competitive. And when teams come visit us, we want to make sure that we kind of show them our golf course, but then we're also, hopefully coming out on top at the end of the week. But it's good. We're going to have a super full field this year. We have over 20 teams coming, so it's going to be super packed. But our course is really easy to get around, so shouldn't take a whole lot of time. The weather is usually pretty decent, I would say. Every now and then you could kind of get maybe some rain. But other than that, it's going to be hopefully a great week for us to host out there.
Yeah. Can you tell me what it'll be like to have the WAC championship in Payson at Chaparral Pines? I know that'll be a little bit different, going up north. You're not going all the way up north like Flagstaff, but going to Payson, I'm
I,
sure it'll be a little bit different from Phoenix Golf.
Yes. So we are very excited to kind of host a conference this year. So the men are playing at Shat Pines. We play the Rim, which
Okay.
is part of Shat Pines. But oh my gosh, it's absolutely stunning. The golf course is unbelievable. I don't know if you've been up there and played this course, but it's just gorgeous. It's not Phoenix at all. You're right. It's more, I would say, like Flagstaff kind of style golf. So you're going to see the big, huge, thick pine trees. Actually, recently they've had a ton of elk out there, and it's actually a really kind of dangerous part of the season. They're super territorial, but they're absolutely, they're gorgeous to see kind of animals. So we're excited to host up there. It'll be good to get teams out here. It's an easy trip to get up there. So it'll be, convenient for most teams. And then again, the weather's going to be good. So we're excited about that.
Can you tell me about last season's your spring season last year, where you had two first place finishes and then two second place finishes? What
Yeah.
that was
So
like?
last spring was great. We've had, last year we were kind of a younger team experience wise. So it was just kind of getting them experience and, putting ourselves in contention over and over again, just so they could get that feeling down. So at the end of the year, we did have a lot of success. It was, really exciting for the team. They were all kind of on a good note as we finished up the year. We had a couple players who, played phenomenally throughout the year. Ryan was WAC Freshman of the Year. Cons is in the top 255. So, we just had a lot of success for them, and I was happy to see them get that good winning experience, which I think really translated into this year very well. They had successful summers, and then that continued into the fall. So I think it all just kind of, played together. And without that experience last year, I don't know if we would have been as successful this fall as we have been.
Can you tell me about Carly Stroll, her game? She's a local player from Millennium, and maybe some other players that stand out on your roster.
Yeah, Carly. She's awesome. Carly's a senior for us. She's a senior captain. So she's played a massive role on our team. She can hit the ball a mile. It's impressive. She has so much distance on her. And so the big thing we're working on right now is just like the shorter clubs, so the wedges, and kind of throwing them in there, trying to get a little bit more consistent with getting it, within that 10-foot range on the green. So what she's doing, she's been playing extremely well. I think she would probably tell you she wants to get the ball closer, but it's working. She's just dominated so far in these last two tournaments. And so, I'm just so proud of Carly. She's worked really hard on her game and her mental game. And she's come a long way in her 4 years here at GCU. And man, she's got a lot of stuff that I think she's going to accomplish the rest of the year. She's already won a college tournament, but I know she definitely wants to win a couple more here in the spring and potentially at the Bahamas. But she definitely has, some bigger goals that she wants to accomplish.
And then another thing I like about your roster, just to touch on it, is how you have a few, local players from Arizona, but then you also get players from, England, France, Spain. Is that something you intend to do with your roster, or is that just happened that, you have a few players from Arizona and then you have a few international players?
Yeah, that's definitely intentional.
Okay.
Like you said, I mean, everybody kind of here in the state of Arizona, I think, knows who GCU is now. We want to be that university that kids want to stay in town for. We have a lot going for us. Our president and our athletic director really want to make sure that we're fully supported. So it's just a good kind of fun university that has some really good core values. So I would say that, a lot of kids here in Arizona do see that, and they know that already. So it kind of just works out both ways. But there's so many golfers here in Arizona. It's unbelievable. I mean, there's just hundreds and hundreds that play on all the tours we have here in Arizona. So it just kind of makes sense that we could kind of stick with the local kids. But then at the end of the day, there are a ton of golfers throughout the entire world. So it is kind of unique to be able to go overseas and recruit and see all these amazing golfers in different countries with different backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. So I do like to have kind of a wide range on our team. That's what I had when I played in college, and I absolutely loved it. Still talk to my teammates to this day. So I think it's just a good experience for them on the team, as well as recruits, just from all over.
So you grew up in Indiana and played high school golf at Northwestern High School. Can you tell
Yeah.
me about growing up in Indiana? How you got started playing golf, what age you began playing? Just some memories you have, from junior and high school golf in Indiana.
Yeah, so actually kind of started in a little bit different way. I pretty much played every other sport, basketball, volleyball, all kinds of things. I'm pretty tall. I'm 6 foot. So and Indiana is just basketball country. So grew up playing that. Was injured quite a bit growing up. So kind of had to decide which route I wanted to go down. So right before I started, I was injured. Right before I started high school, I was injured. So looked at trying out for the golf team, made it, and then absolutely grew in love with the game of golf. My dad plays golf, so it's always fun to go out with him, and even if it's just the range or playing 9 holes, whatever it is, I just loved going out with my dad. So that's kind of what got me started. Played in high school, and then ended up going over to IU. Played at IU for my 4 years there, which I absolutely loved. But Indiana's tough. I mean, we have a limited amount of time that we were able to play outside, just with the weather and stuff like that. So I was lucky enough that we could travel around and play golf. But my main sport, I would say, growing up was basketball. So we travel around for basketball quite a bit and then play some golf on the side. So it was kind of a good mix, which, I still love basketball to this day. So it kind of makes it fun for me. But yeah, then played 4 years in college. Loved it. My teammates were amazing. My coaches were amazing. Everything about it was great. And that's when I really fell in love with the coaching aspect of golf. So I did an extra semester at IU, so 4.5 years. And that semester I was able to help my coaches out, set up practices, go to some of the local events just to watch them, kind of sit on, their discussions and stuff like that. And that just really hit home, and I just fell in love with coaching. So from there, worked a couple internships with the AJGA, the Hank Haney Academy, and then ended up at the Georgia PGA section for a little bit. Loved it there. It was so fun. Loved my staff that I worked with. I ran junior events throughout the state of Georgia, and then kind of just got lucky and found the University of South Florida position, which opened up. So hopped on that opportunity and moved down to Tampa. So I was there for about 2.5 years, working for Marcy and Chris down there, and loved it. And then the opportunity over at GCU popped up. So been out here now 9 years.
I have to ask you two questions. Being from Indiana, what did it mean to you to, attend IU and play for the Hoosiers? And then also, how did you go from, your main sport being basketball growing up to playing college golf?
Yeah. So, being from the state of Indiana, I feel like there's kind of three directions you could go. You could go Indiana, Purdue, maybe Notre Dame. So, growing up, my dad he's the biggest IU fan ever, like Bobby Knight, all kinds of stuff. He went to IU. And then my mom worked for the Indiana University system. So growing up, it was just IU constantly. So to be able to go play golf there was just a dream come true. And just, Hoosier born and raised, and to be able to go play for the Cream and Crimson was just kind of the best experience that I could ask for. So absolutely loved it. And then to get into college golf, I think it was just that transition of being injured. I couldn't try out for the volleyball team, so went the golf team route, which, I mean, to this day, I'm super thankful for that I was able to kind of go that route. But it was tough, I would say, during my high school career. I didn't know if I wanted to play, basketball in college or, see how the golf route went. But then towards my senior year, I was injured again. And that kind of just made it very clear that golf was probably a better route, just for, me, and less injuries and things like that. And then I just, like I said, I loved it. Loved going out with my dad and his buddies, and just playing as much as I can.
You touched on it a little bit about your internships running junior golf tournaments, but can you tell me more about your affinity for, junior golf, and also how you think we can get more juniors into playing golf?
Yeah, great question. So I did an internship with the AJGA, so helped run junior tournaments throughout the country, which was a blast. We had a great team. We just traveled around, drove, some vans and a truck and a trailer and all that kind of stuff. And I just absolutely loved it. It was fun to run the events, to meet all these good junior golfers. It was really cool. Now some are on the PGA Tour and the LPGA Tour. So it's cool to see that. But I would say my biggest thing is I love getting kids into golf, whether it's just, going to the golf course to putt or hit some balls on the range or anything like that. To me, it's a big thing to grow the game. So the more kids we can get involved, just the better off we will be. We actually run a clinic for our women in business here at GCU. So it's just fun to get, the women of the business college to come out and to play golf and to, ask questions and just kind of pick our brains on how do you even show up to the golf course? Where do you go to check in? And, just kind of the basic things. So anything we can do to grow the game, we're going to do it. I think we saw kind of a big boom during the COVID years with golf specifically. I think a lot more people tried golf, whether it was, Top Golf or all these cool miniature putting courses we have nowadays. Like, I think it's just really helping the game So we're going to keep doing it. We do a lot of volunteering activities. I always do. We do camps and clinics and things like that. So um, the more stuff we can do to help grow the game and make sure the kids know it is fun. It's just cool to get out with your friends. It's a good, safe space to, just enjoy stuff, try it, kind of get creative with different shots and just really grow with your own game of golf.
Yeah, so you also said you were the assistant coach at South Florida. What did you learn from that experience? And is there anything you take from your time at being an assistant coach at South Florida to now being the head coach at GCU?
Yes, a ton. I mean, I learned so much from Marcy and Chris. And just to have that opportunity to get my coaching career started, I mean, super thankful for them. And I was lucky to work with Marcy after, I think, about a semester. Then I officially became the women's assistant golf coach. So once that transition happened, I just would pick her brain so much and just kind of follow in her footsteps and just see how she recruits, how she does things with the team. And she gave me a lot of freedom too. So she would let me run some practices and go out recruiting on my own and kind of just bringing in people and different stuff like that. So it's just, you know, just something that I can't, underestimate. It was unbelievable. So the whole 2.5 years there, I mean, it was constant learning. Um, and sometimes it was just watching what they do and listening to the conversations they had recruiting and various things like that. So I definitely think that really helped kickstart my career and help me get to where I am today. So definitely super thankful for that and wouldn't have changed anything that we had there.
Yeah, I have three more questions I want to touch on. Your 2017-18 season was historic for GCU. You won the WAC Coach of the Year honors, and your team also captured the WAC championship and earned berth to the NCAA regionals. Can you touch on how special that 2017-18 season was for you and your team?
Yeah, man, that was kind of an unbelievable year. It was our first year we were eligible to go postseason, which we knew we were kind of prepping for a couple years. So it was a ton of work. Actually, my first 2, 3 years here, just kind of getting us to that position with different recruits and just kind of different practice styles and just pretty much a whole different mentality than kind of what we had in previous years. And I was lucky enough to have a team that really bought into it. They bought into themselves and to us as coaches. So we were blessed on that front, but kind of coming down to it, it was just an exciting tournament. It was here in Phoenix, which was even better. So we had tons of fans out to support us. And so it was cool kind of just to be like in our home city to go out and win it. And that team was actually the first team in GCU history to go postseason. So really exciting for our team to, always be in the record books for that. And we went to regionals that year. It was a great experience. We definitely want to get back and try it again and definitely make a run at the national championship in years to come. But yeah, that was an unbelievable year. We were on Golf Channel when they announced us. So it was just a cool experience and definitely one I'll never forget. And I know they won't either.
Yeah, we were talking about this before we started recording, but can you just tell me more about how special it is to have your own home championship course, GCU golf course, where you and your teams can, play, practice, even just hang out in the clubhouse, how special it is because I know not all schools get to have their own home course.
Yeah, we're super blessed here at GCU. We have our own championship golf course. It's about just a few miles west of campus, so super convenient. But it's an amazing spot. The restaurant is top notch. We love going down there and getting breakfast or lunch, whatever it is. But it's a great course. We have a bunch of practice facilities out there that we use pretty much every day. Our office is out there. So my assistant coach and I were right above the pro shop with the men's coaches. So it's just a good, convenient spot for us. That's where we're at every single day. Um, and it's a good quality golf course. It's always in amazing shape. We're excited for Overseed to kind of finish up here and to get back out on the course, but it's good. It's a tough track. There's tons of bunkers everywhere. You could get it all the way up to about 7,400 yards. So it's a good it's a good test for sure. So we're lucky to have it. You know, we can't, uh, we're just super happy that we have those facilities and that space to go to and call home every day.
Yeah, and finally, you've been the head women's golf coach at GCU since 2015. What does it mean to you to be the head women's golf coach at GCU? Why do you think GCU is such a special place to you?
Yeah, GCU is very special. Just honestly, the core values that everybody has that works at GCU, who goes to GCU, it's a unique, very special place. It's all about the community. So when you walk on campus, it's not rare for people to say hi or to ask you how you're doing. If you're waiting in line at the coffee shop, you know, somebody, a student in front of you might turn around and start talking and just be like, hey, you know, you look like you're part of athletics. What do you do? And stuff like that. So it's just a great spot. It's a super safe, healthy environment that I just have loved starting my head coaching career here, just because I believe it's just in a good quality, healthy environment. Which it's just kind of a unique spot here in Phoenix, Arizona. So just super blessed to be here. The support staff we have, the other coaches, the other head coaches are amazing. It's pretty cool to just walk down the office and, you know, people are like, hey, congrats on the win. And, you know, looking forward to your home tournament, stuff like that. So it's just a good space that everybody wants you to do well. And they're all cheering for you. So it's just a good spot. I really do enjoy it. I've been here 9 years. I couldn't see myself anywhere else. It's a fun place to be.